The commissioning of the Bank Square today is a testament to the bank's vision, maturity, and enduring relevance. This architectural masterpiece not only stands as a symbol of financial strength and stability, but also reflects Ghana's commitment to modernizing her institutions to meet the demands of a fast-changing world. The journey to this new edifice was born out of necessity and foresight. The original headquarters, which has served the bank since 1957, had become inadequate to support the evolving scope and complexity of the bank's operations. Over 6 decades, the bank has been transformed in response to the dynamism of Ghana's economy, necessitating facilities that are both modern and secure to discharge effectively its mandate. The Bank Square is a declaration of intent. It embodies the resilience of our institutions and the aspirations of our people. Beyond its aesthetic grandeur, it represents a hub for financial innovation, a center for collaboration among policymakers, industry leaders, and experts, and a landmark that underscores our commitment to a sustainable future. Its eco-friendly design and cutting-edge technologies serve as reminders of our duty to future generations to build responsibly and sustainably. Ladies and gentlemen, as we stand here today, we're not only celebrating the physical structure of this imposing complex, but also acknowledging the progress of our economy, which this edifice symbolizes. Recent data from the Bank of Ghana paints a picture of resilience and promise. Ghana's economy is on a recovery trajectory, with provisional GDP growth of 6.9% recorded in the second quarter of 2024, driven by robust performances across all sectors. Non-oil GDP growth of 7% attests to the dynamism of our economy. Indicators of economic activity, such as construction, industry, agriculture, consumer demand, and tourism, show encouraging signs of continued improvement. Inflation, which stood at a staggering 54.1% in 2022, has been reduced sharply to 22.1% as of October 2024, reflecting the effectiveness of the Bank of Ghana's monetary policy interventions. There is every indication that the downward trend in the rate of inflation will continue, evidenced in the reducing prices of foodstuffs and petroleum products. This stabilization has renewed confidence among households and businesses, reinforcing a sense of optimism for the future. On the external front, Ghana's trade surplus now stands at an impressive $2.78 billion United States dollars, with gold and crude oil exports leading the way. Our international reserves, at $7.5 billion United States dollars, provide critical buffers against external shocks, further demonstrating the prudent stewardship of the Bank of Ghana in navigating global uncertainties. These achievements are a reflection of the bank's unalloyed commitment to sound monetary and financial policies. Its role as the custodian of Ghana's economic stability remains indispensable as we strive for inclusive and sustained growth. This new headquarters will serve as the command center for the bank's operations, fostering innovation, collaboration, and excellence in its service to the nation. It will also reinforce the bank's capacity to advance critical financial sector reforms enhance regulatory frameworks, and improve the investment climate for both domestic and international stakeholders. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the management and staff of the Bank of Ghana under the impressive leadership of Governor Ernest Addison and his two skillful deputy governors, First Deputy Maxwell Opoku-Afare and Second Deputy Elsie Awadzi, for their strong dedication and professionalism. Their efforts have contributed significantly to the progress we're witnessing today, and their legacy of excellence is assured. I must also commend the visionaries, the architects, engineers, and contractors who brought the Bank Square to life. This iconic structure, built by a Ghanaian entity, Kwaku Bediako's Gold Key Properties Limited, is proof of their creativity, expertise, and perseverance. It stands as a landmark of pride for the people of Ghana and a beacon of our financial future. As we celebrate this achievement, let us also reflect on our shared responsibility to continue building an economy that is stable, inclusive, and prosperous. Let the Bank Square remind us of the importance of sound governance, visionary leadership, and unwavering commitment to the well-being of all Ghanaians. Accordingly, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor and privilege to declare.
His Excellency also assured Ghanaians that the era of energy shortages which have stifled growth and development in the past is over. At the commissioning of the Bridge Power project in Accra, His Excellency described the facility as a game changer that will significantly enhance Ghana's power thermal supply capacity.
To inaugurate the Bridge Power Station, we send a clear message to every Ghanaian. Ghana will no longer be held back by the energy shortages of the past, and creating a future in which our energy supply supports our ambitions, not limits them.
Now, away from that story, government integrated the over 80 educational projects across 16 regions of the country. The initiative seeks to enhance access to quality education by providing modern facilities tailored to diverse needs of Ghanaian students. The Ministry of Education President Adedankwa Akufo-Addo led the exercise nationwide event involving simultaneous ceremonies at district and regional levels.
Ose Educhum joined the President Nana Akufo-Addo in officiating the event, which was broadcast live on major television networks and social media platforms to ensure nationwide participation. The project spanned a range of educational needs, from basic schools to senior high schools and technical institutions. They include STEM-focused schools, e-blocks, and kindergarten facilities aimed at supporting early childhood education. Notable among the projects are the Masempe Model STEM SHS in the West Mamprusi District, the Accra STEM Academy in La Nkwantanan Madina, and the Ayawaso and the Awaso Model STEM Senior High School in Bibiani and Sheso Bekwai. Basic education facilities such as 12-unit classroom block at Salem DA Basic in Etiman Imponia and 2-unit kindergarten blocks in communities like Fremase DA Primary in Asin South are also part of the initiative. The Ashanti region stands out with several projects, including the Bosumtwe Model STEM Junior High School, which boasts a 4-story, 11-unit classroom block, and the Wesley Girls Demonstration School in Kumasi Metro, which will gain a 6-unit classroom block with ancillary facilities. In the northern region, the Sanerugo Tamale Business School unveils an 18-unit classroom block to meet increasing demand. Other regions such as Volta will benefit from upgraded facilities like the 6-unit classroom block at Kojabi Ando Basic School in Adaklu. complete with modern sanitation facilities. The initiative also includes technical and vocational education TVET, with projects like the Inunim TVET Applied Technical and Fashion School and the
Now, Communications Minister toured the Ashanti region to inspect network availability in some areas and commissioned network posts and some unavailable area networks like Nkwamuma communities at Setua East District of the Ashanti region.
Honorable Esla also, after seeing the challenges of bad network experiences of these communities, told the media that that's the motive behind this tour and to ensure the rural areas find good networking communications to develop these areas. According to her, it is an achievement for NPP government to ensure development in these areas and they will fulfill these targets.
All the network operators utilize it to deliver their services to their subscribers. It's a shared network, and it is on this model that we model the 5G, because we've been doing this since 2020 and it is working. And so if we can do this for the rural telephony, we know we can do it for 5G as well. So we have also mandated national roaming. It doesn't matter which network you're on. Once you are on this rural telephony network, your phone will pick up the strongest signal in the area where you are. So you may be a Telecel subscriber, but when you're on the RCOM network, your phone will be roaming maybe on 80 or MT. That's the national roaming. So it doesn't matter which network you're on. And through that, we are making it possible for more people to be connected without having to buy the SIM cards of all the other network operators apart from their own.
Members in the communities shared their views over challenges they have faced through this bad networking.
And all HTHS now we have one platform. That's the District Basic Education HTHS platform. And any information they want us to access, it's put on our platform. But when the network is not working, we'll be here. Sometimes they want some information at the office, and we are not able to send that information to them on the platform. But when the network works all right, we're going to have a good relationship with our district directorates. So if the network is working all right, we don't have any problem. So we will be very happy to connect with our district network from network. It's a never to me in my area. Anybody. Because down by I say, I'm over here in my room and you see. Was a ban at the energy. I will be a norm quite a failure. That's a diabamu. The messenger say, Mobile, Munibu, Mama, and never be uncle taught. My dear worker.
We need to do a chroma frena bonamania. Sabe upon Winyano. My friends so many times Winyano. And to say no, Yamia Yaduma Mobile said to say, network in Amayan. Yania Jehupa. As Mobile.
And now the NDC caucus in Parliament is demanding the arrest and prosecution of the directors of Lamens Investment Africa Limited and the managing directors, board members of the National Food Buffer Stock Company for allegedly distributing expired rice to senior high schools across the country. This follows allegations by the Northern MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa for both institutions conspired in the distribution of 22,000 bags of expired and repackaged rice to senior high schools. Here is a brief address by the North MP to journalists on this matter.
The NDC caucus also demands the immediate arrest and prosecution of the directors of Lamens Investment Africa Limited, Mr. Ajefi Mensah and Simon Ejeyi, those two directors. And Simon Ejeyi, at the time of the arrest, was there supervising the operations, director of the company, supervising the illegal operations at the buffer stock storage facility in Kumasi, before the order came from above that he should be released. We demand their rearrest and prosecution. The board and management of the National Food Buffer Stock Company must be sanctioned for allowing their storage facility to be used for this atrocious act and for operating unregistered storage facilities across the country. Such recklessness, which sacrifices the health of our students for corrupt transactions, must not go unpunished. The Ministry of Education must be probed for their conduct in this despicable affair.
Now, also in the week, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Dampare, assured Ghanaians that the upcoming elections will be peaceful and secure. He's made this statement at a stakeholder engagement with the Institute for Democratic Governance, where he highlighted the measures taken by the security agencies to ensure a peaceful election.
Our beloved country, be it a motherland or a fatherland. And the message is simple. We will be having elections in this country every 4 years. And on the 7th of December, we are having another one. From where we sit as the National Election Security Task Force, comprising all the security agencies, with the Ghana Police Service as the lead agency, and by extension, the Inspector General of Police as the chairperson of the task force. The elections will be very peaceful because of the measures we put in place. So Ghana, feel free, Ghanaians, feel free and live your life normal. We have your back. Why am I saying this? This election has been touted as one of the most crucial elections in our history, and rightly so. But knowing from what we have done in terms of our preparation, the assurance is clear. It's taken us more than 2 years preparing for these elections because we have considered election to be a process and not an event. And these 2 years has led us to produce the first ever election blueprint for this country, covering every aspect of election, be it even religious elections, schools elections, internal political elections, and national elections as we have it. And the beauty of this arrangement is that when preparing this document, we have the future of this country in mind in terms of its democratic dispensation. So the document that we have generated for running elections into this country, when we're preparing it, we have 30 years from now in mind. So it's a master blueprint that has come to mainstream election security in this country for the first time, so that it will not be that when election is about to happen, then we start putting ourselves together.
And now, Chairman of the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE, Ms. Kathleen Addy, has called for the active participation of parliamentary candidates of the 276 constituencies of Ghana in the ongoing dialogue during the Commission. She made this call during a meeting with the press to brief the citizenry on the purpose of the NCCE's activities being rolled out towards the impending 2024 election.
Citizens in the debates or the dialogues, they are empowered to ask critical questions, seek clarity on campaign promises, and make informed choices. The dialogues give NCC the opportunity to remind all citizens of the role of parliamentarians in our governance system, and to remind everybody that parliamentarians are not primarily agents of development. They are not the main custodians of everyone's share of the national cake, that is the common fund. They are representatives of the constituents, giving voice to the needs of the people and ensuring that the hopes and dreams and aspirations of the people who elected them are heard in the machine of governance. These dialogues are organized on the taxpayers' money, the money that we receive from government to work. And so it's actually unfortunate when candidates decide not to participate. It amounts to a waste. So we are imploring the parliamentary candidates and the political parties to ensure that these activities, particularly the dialogues for the parliamentary candidates in the constituencies, are utilized so that democracy is deepened in our country.
Now, as Ghana gears up towards the polls on December 7th to elect a new president, out of the 830 contestants in the crucial vying for parliamentary seats, only 120 are women, drawing attention to the need for equal opportunities for women parliamentarians. Abantu for Development has made a passionate appeal to Ghanaians to consider female parliamentarians contesting this year's elections.
Various women groups, including Abantu for Development and its partners, are advocating for increased representation and votes for female contestants in this year's election. They have organized initiatives to encourage more women's participation, recognizing the significance of women's voices in shaping Ghana's future. The upcoming election is marked by concerns over the neutrality of the women's group, are pushing for greater representation and opportunities for female parliamentarians. With only 120 women contesting out of 830 parliamentary seats, there is a pressing need for increased female participation. As Ghana prepares for this election, addressing these concerns and promoting peaceful dialogue will be essential for a successful outcome. Some of the women spoke to the news team.
Women's leadership and answer decision-making positions. Na ni aye hu ni se mpre bebre no man na omo nya kwan entimi occupy sa positions no because of eniama bi a amamre enhyehyeye ne amamre ne ebi no ama aka emba na hye enti no mpre dodo na no ekwan ye de ni ho sa emma na omo ntimi embekire wo mo adwen ana se ye mu na yetutu adwen afa eyi oman ne empuntu ho nsem a omo nya sa akwanya no na ne aye kan ne se ye beka empuntu ho nsem a na emma nka ho dia ende sa empuntu ne endimu because ye hwa yetimi hu se emma dodo na omo doso ye ka Ghana population a emma ne ye more than 51%, let's say about 51%, and so no yetimi hu se emma no even though omo doso no a bad decision making na omo nhye de nyi positions na nka eyi broni kan say majority carries the vote say dodo na nka say we say nka omo di eni and so no emma ne ye dodo na so ye ka say majority carries the vote a omo nhye de ni that grounded
into affirmative action so affirmative action what be saying that parties na nkasa in the future no or whether one more mesiafugina na say kita MPP na say wo stronghold e ma be say ngina hopi ana ye NDC na wo stronghold e ma no say wo bo sha efeso ngo fo be de wo vota na wo se mesiafu wontu mo ye dam inala omo mani biala nkwanenyi o mani biala wa kwanenyi mo wiase mo mesiafu kwanda ho mo ye nyama se besia se kwanda ho na besia na nkasa wa na adwende o mi mpeda me leader mo work.
You're watching the live telecast of the weekly news review. We return shortly with updates to stay.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola. Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you. Enjoyment Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Good day. My name is Hassan Erga, flag bearer of the All People's Congress APC. Ghanaians receive salary every 30 days. And as a matter of fact, after taking a salary, 1 week the money is finished. And you have to wait 3 more weeks to get another salary. But the APC and Hassan Erga thinks that we need to change certain policies to build Ghana in a better way. So I am introducing the 2-weekly salary structure, which means that every 2 weeks, Ghanaian workers, civil servant, public workers, private workers will now be taking 2 weeks salary instead of every month. I am number 9 on the ballot. So on the D-Day of voting, look for Hassan Abdullahi Ayariga and vote APC and Hassan Erga, number 9.
Many thanks for staying with us. Now, moving on, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Daniel Titus Glover, has taken a decisive action against vendors operating illegally around the inaugurated Flowerpot interchange here in Accra. In a viral video circulating on social media, Mr. Glover is seen dismantling tables and chairs set up by vendors who have defied warnings prior to the vacating of the area.
The Greater Accra Regional Minister, Daniel Ni Kwate Titus Glover, has taken decisive actions against vendors operating illegally around the recently inaugurated Flowerpot interchange in Accra. In a viral video circulating on social media, Mr. Glover is seen dismantling tables and chairs set up by hawkers who had defied prior warnings to vacate the area. The minister's move is in line with efforts to maintain the structural integrity and aesthetic appeal of the newly commissioned project, which is expected to enhance traffic flow and connectivity across the Accra-Tema motorway. The enforcement follows Glover's stern warning during the commissioning of the interchange that no kiosk, containers or unauthorized structures should be set up near the intersection. However, vendors returned shortly after the event, resuming operations despite the directive. The Spintex Flowerpot interchange, which includes multiple ramps, aims to alleviate traffic congestion in key areas such as Spintex, Cantonments, East Legon, and Tema. Authorities have urged the public to cooperate in safeguarding the facility for long-term use. Further measures are expected to be implemented to ensure compliance and prevent a recurrence of such activities around.
And now, Senior Fisheries Officer for the Food and Agriculture Education Organization, who doubles as the Regional Office for Africa in Diaga Gaye, says there is a need for responsible fishing in Ghana to preserve them for future generations. Speaking at the 2024 edition of the World Fisheries Day held here in Accra, he calls on all hands on deck approach to ensure sustainable fisheries management.
The World Fisheries Day 2024 has been celebrated in Accra with a call on stakeholders to play their role in order to develop the country's economy. The day is celebrated to create awareness about threats such as overfishing, habitat destruction, and illegal fishing practices. Additionally, it emphasizes empowering small-scale fishers, often among the most marginalized communities worldwide. Delivering a keynote address, Senior Fisheries Officer for the Food and Agriculture Organization, who doubles as Regional Officer for Africa, India Gagwe, says there is the need to recognize the value of fisheries and the responsibility to preserve them for future generations. He added that the fishing is the backbone of food security and a vital source of livelihood for millions. He calls for collaborative strategies and resources within the Gulf of Guinea and beyond to ensure sustainable fisheries management.
Third message. Global demand for aquatic food is projected to increase further. Expansion of sustainable production is vital to ensure healthy diet from healthy ocean, lakes and rivers. Another message is that aquatic animal production is expected to increase 10% by 2032. Last but maybe the most important message, small-scale fisheries are a vital source of nutrition and livelihood for millions of people. A greater global recognition and action are needed to support and empower these communities.
Director of Finance and Administration at the Ministry of Fisheries and Agriculture, Rosemary Abbey, reassures government and the ministry's commitment to ensure sustainable fishing.
On this World Fisheries Day, let us all celebrate the vital role that fisheries play in our country and reaffirm our commitment towards the transformation of our ocean to ensure food security for our generation and the generations to come after us. Let us work together to achieve our shared goal of achieving a healthy and productive marine environment. I therefore seize this opportunity to congratulate all fishers and people in the fisheries value chain for their tremendous contribution to our national development. I say Ayeko for the good work you have done and also commend the Fisheries Commission for taking up this responsibility to organize this day.
Now, between January and October 2024, Ghana has recorded 658 fire outbreaks against 559 during the same period in 2023. Speaking at the launch of the 2024-2025 Bushfire Fire Prevention Campaign, the Chief Fire Officer, Julius Kunu, attributed the rise of fire outbreaks across the country to human negligence.
The years, Ghana has faced a lot of devastating fire outbreak. The latest occurred in November 14 in Seko, Accra, where a lot of shops were consumed by fire. Many have pointed out to the late response to fire outbreak by fire officers as a result of inadequate fire tenders, hydrants, and updated firefighters' equipment. This contributed to the increase of fire outbreak, particularly in 2023 and 2024. Speaking at the launch of the 2024-2025 Bushfire Campaign launch, the Chief Fire Officer, CFO Julius Kuno, again emphasizes that human negligence was behind the surge of fire incidents. He, however, cautioned the public to use fire in appropriate places.
In 2023, we recorded the highest increase that there was an increase against the previous year, which we recorded 569. The yearly destruction includes burning of farmlands and farm produce, death of animals and human beings, burning of the forest cover and homes. We cannot continue to sit on the fence as objects and allow this yearly menace to continue.
Minister of Interior, Henry Kwete, assures the public that the fire service is prepared to tackle outbreaks but needs more support from the public.
Ghana National Fire Service has worked hard over the years to keep our forests and farmlands safe by responding to all bushfire incidents that occurred in our various communities.
To bolster the fire service capacity, 19 pickup vehicles and 4 command vehicles have been donated to improve response in time, particularly in forest areas.
Now, yesterday afternoon, armed robbers attacked the Forest Bureau in Abeka La Paz, Accra. The two suspects reportedly entered the Forest Bureau located at the Las Palmas area and demanded the staff hand over all available cash. As the robbery unfolded, some bystanders outside managed to lock the entrance, trapping the robbers and employees inside. When the police arrived, they found the bureau secured, with both the robbers and workers believed to be still inside. According to an eyewitness who spoke to Channel 1 News, the robbers mysteriously vanished after police forced their way into the building, which is now under tight security. A staff member speaking on condition of anonymity confirmed that the bureau would release a formal statement with further details about the incident. And now, in order to preserve the legacy of our heroes for the future generations, history needs to be documented about them to highlight their achievements and contributions to Ghana. It's on this that the Professor Jeffrey Haynes launches a book on iconic leader John Jerry Rawlings, delving into his 20-year rule in Ghana. He called for an interview with the media where he called on the public to maintain his legacy, particularly in shaping Ghana's democratic evolution.
The launch event, attended by a blend of political analysts, academics, and students of African history, celebrated Haynes' scholarly contribution to the study of Ghanaian politics. The book launch marks a major milestone in the academic study of Ghanaian politics, ensuring that Rawlings' legacy will continue to inspire debate and discourse for years to come. Speaking in the media during the launch, Professor Haynes highlighted the book's dual aims, which is to explore Rawlings' rule from 1982 to 2001, and to evaluate his enduring legacy, particularly in shaping Ghana's democratic evolution.
So my key point was, first of all, that the revolution was poorly organised and poorly institutionalised. The second point would be that the ability of the regime to harness Ghanaians' anger and to harness the energy of desire for change was not really realised. The third thing I would emphasise is that the human rights abuses which grew over time were due to the inability of the regime to listen to criticism. Rawlings was not someone who took kindly to criticism, and this meant that the ability to make the revolution work better was lost because the ability to criticise those in power was not allowed.
News editor of the Daily Statesman and founder of the Bethel-Don Foundation, Bright Philip Donko, hailed the book as a transformative work that provides unparalleled insight into Ghana's political landscape during the Rawlings era.
Upon my first reading of the review copy during my leisure time, I knew it had a vast potential for intellectual trouble. It is that very fact that makes it such a valuable and worthwhile publication. The book effectively addresses many of the questions we have pondered about Rawlings' political ideology, the impact of his governance on Ghanaian democracy, and how his rule influenced the country's political institutions and policies. Though this is not a book written by Rawlings himself, it illuminates the Rawlings era and democratization in a manner unmatched by other works. The publication of this book is a significant event. Despite the vibrancy of Rawlings' nearly 2 decades of rule, that period remains relatively opaque in our history. And I dare say, reading the book has profoundly deepened my understanding of Ghanaian politics and governance.
This book, Professor Jeffrey Haynes' book, Revolution and Democracy in Ghana, The Politics of Jerry Rawlings, duly launched.
Now it's time to take some stories from the world of business to stay. Now delving into business, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, has expressed confidence that the newly commissioned headquarters of the Central Bank will enhance its operational efficiency and solidify Ghana's standing as a leader in Africa's finance ecosystem. Speaking during the inauguration ceremony of the new facility on Wednesday, November 20th, Dr. Addison outlined the strategic importance of a new edifice in harmonizing the bank's operations and fostering a financial stronger system.
Sir, Mr. Yao Osafo Mafu, Presiding Bishop of the Methodist Church, Reverend Professor Asamoah Jedu, members of the clergy, Nime, Name, Nananum, distinguished governors of central banks from the BCEAO, Eswatini, and Sierra Leone, first and second deputy governors of the Bank of Ghana, former governors and deputy governors of the Bank of Ghana, members of the past and present board of the Bank of Ghana, members of the Bank of Ghana Pensions Association, the project management team of the Bank Square, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this momentous occasion as we inaugurate this edifice as the new headquarters for the Bank of Ghana. I would like to welcome especially a few of the governors and deputy governors of the sister central banks who have come all the way to support us at this ceremony. We extend to you the warm welcome of Akwaba. This new head office complex called the Bank Square is more than a physical structure. It is a national monument highlighting the symbolic representation of our strong commitment to the transformation of the Ghanaian economy. It also highlights the central and pivotal role of the Bank of Ghana and how it is intertwined with the development and history of Ghana. Your Excellency, Mr. President, the Bank of Ghana traces its roots to the Bank of the Gold Coast. Back in 1947, some leading local politicians had called for the establishment of a national bank with central bank functions to act as a banker to government and to cater for the indigenous sector of the economy. In 1953, the Bank of the Gold Coast was established to provide banking services to indigenous farmers, traders, and other individuals who could not access such services from expatriate banks. As soon as local politicians and economists saw political independence in sight in the mid-1950s, the agitation for a central bank was revived. It was believed that a central bank would give true meaning to political independence. The colonial government at the time admitted the proposal and set up a National Select Committee in 1955 to review the proposal, thus preparing the ground for the establishment of a central bank. Fortunately, the Bank of the Gold Coast had already set the stage for central banking, following the experience from providing banking services to the indigenous economy. All that was needed in addition was specially trained personnel in central banking and a suitable accommodation for the central bank to take off. A section of the bank staff were therefore trained to start a new department, that's the issue department, responsible for the issuance of local currency. By the end of 1956, all was set for the establishment of the central bank in Ghana. On the 4th of March 1957, just 2 days before the declaration of political independence, the Bank of Ghana was formally established by the Bank of Ghana Ordinance, also the most sustainable age-advanced structure of its size in the country and in the sub-region.
And our latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service reveals that the producer in price inflation rate has increased to 33% in October, up from 30.5% recorded in September 2024, representing a 2.5 percentage point increase.
4% in October, up from 30 to 5% recorded in September 2024, representing a 2.5 percentage point increase. The month-on-month producer price inflation rate between September and October was 3.0%. The producer price index measures the average change over time in the selling prices of goods and services received by domestic producers. According to the data in the industrial sector, the PPI, excluding the construction sector, increased from 43.3% in September 2024 to 48.8% in October 2024. The construction sector recorded a rise to 31.5% in October 2024. The mining and quarrying sector had the highest inflation rate at 54.3%, while the water supply, sewage and waste management sector saw the lowest rate of inflation at.
Now, the Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited (CBG) has achieved a significant milestone in its unaudited financial results for the third quarter of 2024, recording a total historic 1 billion Ghana cedis in total revenue, the highest ever since its inception for any single year. Alongside this breakthrough, CBG's report highlights a remarkable year-on-year increase in profitability, total assets and liquidity.
GCB's performance has confirmed a strong growth trajectory that set it apart within Ghana's banking sector. The bank reported a substantial profit before tax of 169.9 million cedis from 5.3 million cedis recorded in Q3 2023, an increase in excess of 3,105%. With a net interest income of 727.6 million cedis, driven by well-managed interest expense and revenue from diversified lending activities. CBG surpasses industry benchmarks in profitability growth. This financial strength directly supports local businesses, particularly SMEs, by providing accessible financial solutions that fuel economic growth. Daniel Wilson Ado, Managing Director of CBG, reiterated that their success reflects their dedication to empowering Ghanaian businesses and communities. This result is more than just a financial gain. It demonstrates their commitment to being a driving force for positive economic impact. CBG's balance sheet underscores financial stability, with total assets reaching 16.3 billion cedis, marking a 58% increase from third quarter 2023. This positions CBG at the forefront of Ghana's banking sector in asset growth. Additionally, the bank's capital adequacy ratio stands.
And now in entertainment news, the National Film Authority is spearheading efforts to nurture Ghana's next generation of storytellers through Script Bank and Anansi projects. According to CEO Juliet Asante, these initiatives aim to provide young writers with platforms for recognition and growth, ensuring a sustainable film industry that celebrates local talent and innovative storytelling for years to come.
The National Film Authority, NFA, Ghana is committed to nurturing a vibrant film industry by empowering talented creatives and fostering innovation within the sector. The Script Bank and Anansi projects reflect the National Film Authority's vision of a sustainable industry that thrives on fresh local talent and innovative storytelling, positioning Ghana as a hub for African cinematic excellence. In its pursuit of cultivating the next generation of storytellers, the National Film Authority has introduced the Script Bank and Anansi projects, platforms designed to nurture young writers and filmmakers. According to the Chief Executive Officer of the National Film Authority, Juliet Asantewa Asante, said these initiatives provide young writers with opportunities to showcase their talents, gain recognition, and access the support they need to thrive. Speaking to TV Africa News, she emphasized the importance of these programs in celebrating the achievements of young creatives while laying a solid foundation for Ghana's film industry.
Script writing is the backbone of the film industry. Without a good script, you can never make a good film. I mean, you can make a good film, with a good script, with bad equipment. You can make a watchable film. People will still watch. As we know, there are some films that are poor quality, but the story is so good that everyone watches it. And so that brings us to the point that without good scripts, the film space can never move forward. And as you know, the National Film Authority, our goal is empowering, enabling, and creating spotlight for the film industry. And so Script Bank is our project that has a goal to nurture filmmakers, story writers, script writers, not only those who are already in the space, but to also open the door for new writers to come through the door. What will happen with the Script Bank is that there will be a lot of training. And so through this project, using Anansi as a vehicle to identify people with imagination and some skill and interest, 40 people will be trained. And so we can imagine that in about a year, there will be an infusion of more than 40 new script writers into the system. What will also happen is that the space will create a holding environment for scripts. So if you write a good script, you can come and, put it in the bank, so to speak, into the Script Bank. And then African writers, Ghanaian writers, global writers who are looking for good stories can come and get your story from the bank and then make it.
Some young writers received awards for their work and some cash amount to support themselves. They, however, share their excitement to TV Africa News.
And I'm really excited to be part of the winners or the top winner for this competition. And actually, I was not expecting it. I was not expecting to be part of the winners. I just decided to try my hands on the competition and the whole story idea. And
I didn't expect to be in the top 3 for the winners, and I mean I'm very, very excited. I mean, I think it's a huge opportunity that has opened up for me, and
I'm very happy about what inspired right there, and then I'm excited for what to come next.
And now this is where we draw the curtain on tonight's edition of the Weekly News Review. I am Nadia IT. Enjoy the rest of our programs.